Don't want a soundbar? Well, let me introduce you to the Kanto Ren from Canada, because they are nice like that up there. The Kanto Ren retails for $100, and internally running the show is a Class D amp. In this case, down here you see the 5/4 inch aluminum woofer. At the top is the 1-inch silk dome that put down a combined 100 watts RMS per side. At the front also is the power volume knob, so you twist it to change the volume, press it to turn it on and off. IR window right next to the LED status light that changes according to what mode you're in. Aesthetically, the front is nice and clean. Some may find this too plain, but I really like it. And alternatively, you can just slap on the magnetic grille if you like, or if you want, get a different color. The links are down below, by the way, to really like pizzazz the whole thing up. Now, the sides are nice and clean. The top is as well. Really nice curves. And the bottom, these pads or legs are self-installed. They're really thin and you stick on. There's a standard thread for mounting on your stand or on the wall or something. And at the back, you see the flared port right here as well, and plenty of connectivity options. You have HDMI, ARC, USB-C for data only, optical, Bluetooth 5.3 with AAC and SBC support, RCA right there in the middle, 3.5mm audio port, and an always active USB-A right there. For charging, as long as you can live with only 5 watts of output. There's also a dedicated subwoofer out that has an 80 hertz crossover. And I'll tell you what, the included remote is a buttons galore, and be sure to check out the owner's manual to find out some of the dual functions or triple functions that some of these buttons have. And it also kind of looks like an ice cream sandwich on it. The design is simple, not too boxy, almost Scandinavian in execution, and also good enough to pair with most homes' interior designs. And I would say their blue and orange versions, yep, are my kind of jam. But the gray one that I do have is sedate and subtle enough to almost disappear into the background. It is a slight pity then that the Sub 6 subwoofer doesn't come with a brighter color palette to match the speakers. Same deal with the Sub 8 as well. How did Kanto just do that? I mean, if you're cross-shopping this with soundbars, you might already know that soundbars can't physically match dedicated left rights for real stereo imaging. But I think that's just part of the picture, or, rather sound to the Ren's sublime capabilities. Because at its core, the Kanto has fantastic bones, possessing very well-tuned and very well-made drivers and housing. Responses are linear and frequencies throughout the ranges are mostly accurate and balanced, with the tweeters and domes staying in control even when pushed to like 70-75%, which is more than loud enough for most home theater purposes in my opinion. Now, there is some port turbulence, just a little bit, only on the busiest of sub-bass tracks such as heavy, long-take gunfire scenes in Sicario or John Wick, for example. But otherwise, I love the low-end presentation here. And the icing on the cake is that the Ren is a master of sound staging and imaging, even among 2.0 systems, and the fact that it's marketed as a legit soundbar alternative. It has this ability to pull you into performances and plays you front and center. It's as if you bought nosebleed seats to Lorde or Beastie Boys during their actual studio recordings. It's really that good. Now, the sweet spot is pretty broad as well, so you can place the speakers to the far corners of a medium-sized room and still maintain the very effective center stage cocoon effect. So the woofers are potent enough that I would say you wouldn't need a subwoofer if space or funds are limited, but when you do connect to a sub like the Sub 6 or basically any other brand model you want, obviously the speakers are freed from their low frequency duties and thus also resolving the aforementioned, light port chuffing issue. Now, in this context of the test, while the Sub 6 pairs well with the Rens, offering good bass extension for its really compact size and also decent rumble as well, it's strictly for small spaces only, because if you ask more from it, you'll quickly find its limits, which results in woolly and grumbly bass. So therefore, I know the Rens deserve something bigger, like a Sub 8, a monolith PSU, basically something smoother and with higher headroom. Let me see, there's auto wake, auto sleep, vocal boost, night mode, and also a full-featured remote, even though it's not backlit or anything, which home theater folks can appreciate altogether, and not to mention the impressive spread of connectivity options. Well, I mean, it would have been nice if these came with high-res Bluetooth codec support like aptX Lossless and LDAC or something, for the price, right? Another convenient feature is that the speakers aren't left or right agnostic. Depending on your preference, the speaker that powers the other unit can either be your left or right channel, which is quickly selectable by holding down either the track forward or back button on the remote for 5 seconds and basically you're done. One major downer that I can think of, besides, the price, there is no headphone out. The Kanto Took offers that, but it's also $200 more, plus you lose out on HDMI eARC if you get the Took. So if you're anti-soundbar, I've got a feeling that the Kanto Ren just might be a cup of tea, guys. And likewise, if you want a serious upgrade to your, Edifier or Audio Engine desktop units, same story. You come here for the delicious sound, the abundant connectivity options, clean aesthetics, and it'll be even better if you can snag one for $100-$150 less, since I think the price of entry is a little bit steep. But no doubt, guys, the left-right imaging and that bass on this, woohoo, clean. Well, there you have it. That was my take on the Kanto Ren and Sub 6, and I'm sticking to it, dang it. Thanks for being here. Thanks to Kanto for playing as well. And remember to like and subscribe if you like to see more videos like this. And I hope you can watch through the whole video, because I believe that the YouTube algorithms appreciate you watching the whole thing, and it helps me and all of my videos to get to more people and help me grow this channel. So thank you very much ahead of time, guys. You're the best ever. And remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what? If you haven't seen the news lately, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love you very much. Peace out and God bless.